Hi everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. So today we're looking at simultaneous equations. We're going to be factorizing, we're going to be solving a simultaneous equation, a system of equations. So this one, we have this as our equation 1, this one is our equation 2. So if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, don't forget, click on the subscription button, and then if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on any of my lines here. Okay, so let's proceed. So we have this as our equation 1, the other one as our equation 2. So the most important thing that we need to do first is to make one of these equations as a substitute value. So I'm going to get the linear equation. Normally if you have a quadratic and the linear equation, you always get the linear equation and make it as a substitute value. Alright, so let us we have y minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. So take everything to the other side of the equal sign and just leave y along this side. So we have y will be equal to 3x minus 2. So this one is straightforward. We can now replace it in what is in equation 2. So while there is y, we're going to put 3x minus 2. So we're going to have the equation is y squared minus x minus 6x squared is equal to 0. So while there is y, I'm going to put 3x minus 2. So this will be squared, then minus x minus 6x squared is equal to 0. So this part alone is this one is just the same as 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. So 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2. So when we multiply that, this is just the same as 3x multiplying with everything in the second brackets there. Then we also have minus 2 multiplying with everything in the second bracket. So I have 3x times 3x, the answer is 9x squared. 3x times negative 2, the answer is negative 6x. Then same applies to that part, we have negative 6x, and then we have plus 4. We have plus 4. So from there we can simplify. So this will be 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. So we replace that here. So I'm going to have 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. Then we say minus x, this minus x, and then that minus 6x. So we can pair the like terms. So 9x squared, when you add it to negative 6x squared, you get 3x squared. Negative 12x, when you add it to negative x, you get negative 11x. Then you have plus 4 there is equal to 0. So let's now solve the quadratic equation. So we solve the quadratic equation. So let us now solve the quadratic equation. So solving this quadratic equation, we can use factorization. So if we're using factorization, we first have to find the product, the sum, and the factors. So the product is simply found by multiplying the coefficient of x squared and the constant there. So 3 times 4, the answer is 12. The sum is simply just found by getting the coefficient of x there, so which is negative 11. Then we find the factors. So we find two numbers that when we multiply them, we'll get negative 12. We'll get positive 12, and then when you add those two numbers, we'll get negative 11. So these two numbers are simply negative 12 and negative 12 and the other one is 1. So when you add 1, positive 1 and negative 12, we get negative 11. When you multiply, we're getting negative 12, not negative. Okay, let's try to find other numbers. Okay, there's a mistake here. When we add negative 12 and negative x, we're getting negative 13, not negative, negative 13x. Okay, not negative 11. So here the sum is supposed to be negative 13. Yeah, so any two numbers that we can multiply to get 12, and then when we add get negative 13. So we have negative 12, negative 12 and negative 1. So when we add negative 12 and negative 1, we get negative 13. Then when we multiply them, we get positive 12. Yeah, so this is now making sense. So we can now simplify that. So we plug in the factors there. So we have negative 12x, then we have negative x, then we have positive 4 is equal to 0. So we factorize 3x is common, have x minus 4. Then here negative 1 is common, we have x minus 4 is equal to 0. So I have x minus 4 and 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. So the values of x that we have, we find them by equating x minus 4 to 0 and 3x minus 1 to 0. So the first value of x, when this 4 crosses the equal sign, you get positive 4. Then the second value of x, you get 3x is equal to 1 over 3 over 3. The value of x is 1 over 3. So this is not the end of the question. We need to find the values of y. So remember, our substitute value is y is equal to 3x minus 1. So what you do is you first start by saying when x is equal to 4, the value of y will be equal to 3. While there is x in this substitute value, we'll put 4. Then we say minus 2. So the value of y becomes 3 times 4, 12 minus 2. The answer is 10. So the value of y becomes 10. And then when x is equal to 1 over 3, y will be equal to, y is just going to be equal to, we put 1 over 3 while there's x there. So we say 3 times 1 over 3 minus 2. So y will therefore be equal to 3 times 1 over 3, this is 1 minus 2, the answer is negative 1. So when x is equal to 1 over 3, the value of y is simply just negative 1. Hence you write your final answers. You say x is equal to 4 when y is equal to 10, and then the other one will be x is equal to 1 over 3 when y is equal to negative 1. So these are the answers that they wanted us to find. Thank you very much for watching today's tutorial. My name is Harmtedy. See you in the next tutorial video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button there. Shalom, shalom.